At the class reunion, someone asked my husband, "Who was your secret crush back in high school?" Carter Delgado glanced at me briefly, then turned to the beauty queen sitting beside him, Mia. Mia Prescott's eyes went wide with shock. "Then why did you ignore the love letter I wrote you?" Carter froze. "I thought you liked Brendan Lawrence." One question led to another, and piece by piece, the misunderstanding from all those years ago unraveled. Mia's love letter had ended up in the wrong bag. That single mistake had kept them apart. Mia's eyes turned red in an instant, and Carter's face filled with stunned regret. The people around us started making snide remarks. Come on, how is that dramatic? A love letter that just happened to end up in the wrong bag? You don't think someone might have switched it on purpose? The air went dead. Every pair of eyes in the room turned to me. Most of our classmates had no idea that Carter and I had been married for 5 years. All they remembered was that I was the ugly duckling who'd shamelessly chased after Carter Delgado back in the day. I turned to look at him. I wanted him to say something, anything, even just one sentence, that he was the one who'd pursued me. But he said nothing. Just like the rest of them, he stared at me with an unreadable expression. In that moment, I slipped the wedding ring off my finger, the one I'd worn for 5 years, and told myself it was over. After a few more rounds of drinks, Mia hurried over to Carter's side. Tears streamed down her face like cherry blossoms in the rain as they opened up to each other about everything that had been bottled up inside. "I still can't believe this whole thing was just a misunderstanding," she said. "If only I'd written your name right at the top of that letter, you never would have thought I was into someone else." Carter's expression grew heavy, full of deep regret. No one could have predicted things would turn out like this. Mia was getting more and more worked up, drinking way more than she should have. Carter stayed right by her the whole time, gently rubbing her back and even handing her a glass of something to sober her up. Not once did he look my way. The excited chatter around us grew louder. Who would have guessed that an old crush from years ago would get a second chance after 8 whole years? So the Delgado Business School genius really does have a thing for Prescott's campus beauty. If they'd gotten together back then, their kid would probably be in kindergarten by now. Someone else chimed in, his voice dripping with malice. Yeah, and if certain people hadn't thrown themselves at Carter so shamelessly, those two might not have wasted all these years apart. One by one, their eyes drifted toward me. They weren't staring outright, but it was impossible to ignore. I clenched my fists, pressed my lips together tight, and said nothing. The whispers kept going. Then one of the more outgoing classmates slid into the seat next to me, leaned in close, and said, "Serena Whitmore, right? Be honest. Did you swap that love letter on purpose so those two would miss their shot?" My face went cold in an instant. I was about to tell him it wasn't me, but before I could get a word out, the whole table erupted. "I bet money on it," someone said. Everyone used to say Carter and Mia were made for each other. It was obvious they had feelings. The only one who didn't get the memo was Serena. She was obsessed, always staring at Carter whenever she got the chance. We all saw it. Right after evening study hall, she'd drag him out to the track field. Who knows what other trick she pulled? Swapping a letter? That's nothing for someone like her. It was obviously her. Do we even need to ask? None of them knew that Carter and I had been together for 8 years, 5 of them as husband and wife. All they remembered was me orbiting around him back in the day. They thought I was the desperate nobody chasing after the golden boy, but they had no idea what really happened. From the very beginning, Carter was the one who pursued me. He's always been private and never showed affection in public. He never posted a single thing about us on social media. Every step of our relationship was driven by him. He initiated everything. Somehow, though, he always came off as the innocent one. He was the star of the business school, impossible to overlook wherever he went. And me, in everyone's eyes, I never measured up to him. But that didn't give them the right to mock me or humiliate me. I turned to the guy who'd spoken and said coldly, "If your tongue is that useless, you might as well keep it shut." The words came out sharp. No holding back. Someone slammed a fist on the table and pointed at me, voice thick with contempt. "Seriously, Serena, what do you have to be so smug about? If you were really that capable, you wouldn't have chased Carter for 8 years and come up empty-handed."